Welcome to The Explainer. You ever look around and wonder why some people just seem to get ahead financially while so many of us feel like we're stuck on a hamster wheel? Well, today we're going to break down the book that blew the doors open on that very question, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a book that completely changed the way millions of people think about money. So here's what we're going to cover. We've got 5 key ideas to get through. We'll kick things off with the 2 mindsets that are really the foundation for everything else. Then we'll dive into the nitty-gritty, what actually makes you wealthy, how money really flows, and the kinds of skills you need to build that financial freedom for yourself. All right, let's jump right into the heart of the book, this story of 2 dads. And look, this isn't just a simple story. It's really a powerful metaphor for 2 completely opposing ways of looking at money. And these philosophies, they shape every single financial choice we make. So first up, you've got the poor dad mindset. This was Kiyosaki's actual dad, a super smart, well-educated guy who, believe it or not, struggled with money his entire life. His whole approach was built on being cautious, even a little fearful of money. He saw it as a problem to be managed, not a tool to be used. And then, bam, you get the complete opposite from his rich dad, who was actually his best friend's father. This guy was an entrepreneur, and his view was that money itself isn't evil. It's the lack of money, and more importantly, the lack of understanding it, that creates stress, struggle, and limits all your choices in life. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The difference isn't about how much you earn, it's about how you think. The poor dad mindset is all about finding a safe, secure job. But the rich dad mindset, that's all about building financial freedom. One works for money, the other learns how to make money work for them. And this last one is huge. I can't afford it. That's a statement that just shuts your brain down. But asking, how can I afford it? Well, that opens your mind up and gets it working to find a solution. Okay, this next part, this is the absolute game changer in the whole book. Seriously, it's a concept that is so incredibly simple, but if you truly get it, it can change your financial life forever. It all comes down to one single rule. So what is the real difference between an asset and a liability? Now, you probably think you know the answer, but the book makes a bold claim. Most of us, even people who work in finance, get this wrong because we make it way too complicated. The real definitions are actually stunningly simple. That's it, seriously. No confusing jargon. An asset is anything you own that generates income and puts cash into your pocket. Think of it like a little money machine that you own. And you guessed it, a liability is the exact opposite. It's anything that costs you money and takes cash out of your pocket month after month. It's a money-draining machine. This simple test, which way is the cash flowing, is literally the only thing that matters. And this is where the light bulb really goes on for a lot of people, because it challenges everything we're taught. Just look at these examples. By this definition, the house you live in, it's a liability. Why? Because you're constantly paying the mortgage, taxes, and repairs. It takes money out of your pocket. But a rental property that pays you every month, now that's an asset. Your car is a huge liability, but stocks that pay you dividends, those are assets. It's all about the direction the cash is moving. Okay, so this understanding of assets and liabilities leads us to a pretty controversial idea in the book, how the wealthy seem to play by a different set of rules, and how they legally use the financial system by understanding how money flows. This chart shows the whole story. For most people, income comes in and it goes right back out to pay for bills and liabilities like a mortgage or a car payment. But look at the rich. They focus on building their asset column first. Their assets, not their job, generate their income. That income then pays for their lifestyle, and whatever is left over gets plowed right back into buying more assets. It becomes a powerful, self-sustaining cycle. So the big question is, how do you actually do that? How do you build that asset column and create that wealth cycle for yourself? Well, according to Kiyosaki, it all boils down to mastering one single foundational skill. And that number one skill is financial literacy. Look, this isn't about being a math genius or a Wall Street wizard. It's about learning the language of money. It's understanding the basics of accounting, investing, how markets work, all the stuff that allows you to spot opportunities and build those assets that will eventually work for you. Okay, so you need the tools of financial literacy, but where do you get them? This brings us to another huge mindset shift, and this one is all about how you should approach your job and your career. The whole point isn't just to chase a bigger and bigger paycheck. Nope. The rich dad approach is to see your job as a training ground. You should be looking for jobs that will teach you valuable skills, especially skills in sales, marketing, and communication. Why? because everything in business is about selling. Then you use the money from your job as seed capital to start buying or building assets on the side. Your job funds your freedom. All right, let's bring this all home. We've covered these different mindsets, assets versus liabilities, and a new way to look at your job. So what's the one big idea you should really walk away with from all this? I think this chart says it all. The journey has 3 parts, but look at the numbers. Half the battle, a full 50%, is just that internal shift in your mindset. It's about going from poor dad thinking to rich dad thinking. Once you change how you see the world, you'll naturally want to educate yourself. And once you have that knowledge, you'll finally have the confidence you need to take action. So let's just do a quick recap of the big ideas. It all comes down to this: buy assets, not liabilities. Focus your energy on building that asset column. Mind your own business, which in this case means your assets, not just your job. Use your career to learn, not just to earn. And finally, you have to overcome that fear and self-doubt that holds so many people back. And we're going to leave you with this one question to really think about. According to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the answer to this question, that's your true measure of wealth. It has nothing to do with the size of your paycheck. It's about how long you could survive if you stopped working tomorrow. It's about how long your money can take care of you long after you've stopped working for it. That's a powerful thought to reflect on.